Hey guys, and welcome back to another F1 2020 video. Today we're going to be testing out assist versus no assist, and what I mean by assist is mostly about ABS and medium traction control. That seems to be what majority of the competitive player base resort to when they're trying to maximize their lap time. So users that use ABS and medium traction control is what I'm going to be comparing to versus no assist. And we're going to be driving around Spain in the Ferrari and using same setup, same everything. It'll just be me driving the car with assist first of all. So I've just put on medium traction control right now with ABS, and we're going to see how I can perform with those settings at the moment. Keep in mind, I do not normally use assist, so for me it feels pretty weird. And to begin with, I want to say that normal assist users would probably get more out of the car because they know where the limit is more with using ABS and medium traction control. Therefore they'd be able to brake later and get on the power earlier, or like it wouldn't feel so weird for them to do that. Whereas for me, I'm still like a bit weary, like I can't get as much out of the car, I'm guessing. So you can assume that people that are more familiar with using assist would be able to get more out of the car than I would. But I still thought that this would be an accurate indication, as like if I could improve my lap time by using assist, then that would, you know, give a clear comparison as to what is quicker, assist or no assist. The reason why we're using the Ferrari instead of the Mercedes is because for some unknown reason, it could be DAS, we're not allowed to use the Mercedes yet. So I guess we're gonna just have to stay tuned into Codemasters for when they release information about the Mercedes and what's different about the Mercedes, because nobody actually knows. And I can't race around Vietnam yet. I know a lot of people get questions on their YouTube channels like, why aren't you driving Vietnam? And I get a lot of questions too. It's because we can't race at Vietnam yet, so we have to stay once again tuned in to Codemasters to give any information about Vietnam. And I think they would probably want to be the first to showcase that track. Now, so far, these laps have been pretty scrappy, and that is just because I'm not very comfortable driving with assist, believe it or not. That and driving the Ferrari coming down from the Mercedes, it feels a fair bit different. So I'm still trying to get used to, you know, driving with a little bit less aerodynamics. But I think the Ferrari does in fact have a faster straight line speed, because whenever I run the same setup as I did with the Mercedes, it goes green down the straight like you're seeing right now. But as soon as I enter in a bunch of corners, I do lose that time straight away. So at the moment, it looks like I think my best lap time with no assist so far is 1 minute 16.2. We're going to continue on for another lap or two and see if we can get any faster than that, because I want to have roughly the same amount of attempts using no assist and using assist, so that way it's a fair comparison. And I know that I don't probably nail the perfect lap around this track in probably either, but you're going to be able to tell even without that. There's a clear indication as to what is quicker. And the reason why I'm not testing like full traction control or other assists like that is because generally they've never given more speed advantage in previous games, whereas it's always been medium traction control or ABS is what are the two things that provide a substantial advantage in previous games. In 2019 it didn't really give you an advantage, so I thought it'd be interesting to see if that carries over into F1 2020 as well. We set a 15.9. I know it was invalidated, but it wasn't like I was trying to gain an advantage anyways. So we'll continue on, try to set a faster lap time without invalidating the track limits, and see if we can improve legitimately with using assist. Overall, so far in comparison to the previous game, I'm not sure about the traction from the controller. It's more about force feedback. The force feedback improvement is quite substantial. You can feel a lot more through the car, but the traction, it feels like it comes just basically from the improvement to the car itself, not so much like which device you're using. Turo Limitless has recently made a video on it. You can see I basically take the exact same racing line, the exact same gears into most corners as him, and the time's like fractionally different. And we basically set almost the same lap time using the same racing lines. What is noticeably different though is that he uses more steering lock than I do. So I use less steering lock in the controller. I only ever really rotate to 90 degrees, whereas he can go past 90 degrees as well. But the traction coming out of a hairpin looks pretty much bang on the same from his videos so far. So go check that out yourselves and let me know what you guys think. But it looks like the rotation of the car might be a little different on the controller in comparison to the steering wheel. The amount of lock you actually have to use going into a corner. I think the next video he's going to do is, in comparison to my driving, it will be wet weather driving at Austria once again. So we'll be able to find out the result from that. I know that my lap time that I sent him, I wasn't really happy with it. I was happy with my dry lap time. So yeah, if he like beats that lap time, or if he doesn't beat that lap time, that'll really come into play, because I don't think I nailed that lap that I gave him in the wet. So when he makes that video, it'll be really interesting to see what the results are. So it looks like I've been consistently setting pretty much 1 minute 15.9s or around that range, with the assist that being medium traction control and ABS. So yeah, we just set a 1 minute 15.8 just then. So we're now going to switch over to no assist and see what the difference actually is. So as you can see, going to turn off all the assist now, and we're going to jump straight into it. Another thing I just wanted to bring up about Austria, it is a very much one of the stronger tracks on the controller. So it'll be interesting to see how the wheel stacks up against the controller in tracks like Monaco and other tight circuits that involve high speed changes of direction, or chicanes like Canada. Those are the tracks that the controller really suffers on. So even though I'm performing okay around tracks like this and Netherlands and Austria, because Austria is it's a good track to drive on the controller, at other tracks it's not a super clear indication of what's to come when it comes to tracks like Monaco. So we'll have to find out really when the game comes out as to what kind of balance the game is between the two devices. I do want to apologize that my lap times haven't been that crisp in this video. It's because the Ferrari is pretty understeery around this track in comparison to like Monza or Austria, so it was a bit difficult getting used to that myself. And also it was also not very comfortable straight away using assist over no assist, believe it or not. So I had to try and get used to that as well. But as you can see, after one attempt, we're already 4/10ths faster than what we managed to set while using assist. Now, if that isn't a clear indication as to what is quicker, then yeah, I'm not sure what to say. But at the moment, I just feel a whole lot more comfortable using no assist. I don't feel restricted by the traction control. But however, ABS might still be a thing that needs to be tested in the future, because I'm doing the combination of the two. It's medium traction control and ABS. So I'm not sure if the results would actually be different if we were using ABS by itself versus no assist. So accidentally invalidating the lap time there, but I think we invalidated a few lap times using the assist run too. So we're just going to continue this lap anyway, because I managed to set a lap time that was 4/10ths faster on like one of my first attempts at least, in comparison to the assist anyway. So we'll see how this lap stacks up against that 1 minute 15.8 I think I set on the assist. Coming around this final little chicane here, it's so much better to take it through there. So much easier than F1 2019. It's really enjoyable to get right now. And yeah, once again, a 1 minute 15.4. So that's once again another like 4/10ths quicker than using traction control and ABS. So it's becoming a clear, picture now that using assist is probably 3 to 4/10ths slower than using no assist. So that's really good, because it gives people an incentive to learn no assist, believe it or not. And with somebody that's more experienced with using the traction control and ABS, and that is more comfortable with it, they'll probably only be 2 to 3/10ths slower, I'm gonna guess. So yeah, but that's that one track. I thought it'd be an interesting insight to give you guys from what I've experienced so far. It just feels a whole lot more comfortable, at least for me, because I'm regularly a no assist driver, and using assist just felt a little bit awkward for me, because I didn't exactly, you know, maximize, I feel, the traction control, and the traction control actually punished me because it limits to how much you can actually get on the power coming out of the corners in some of the corners around this track. But yeah, coming around to finish this final lap, this one wasn't invalidated, and once again we set on 1 minute 15.4. So it's becoming a clear indication. Around 4/10 was the difference for my performance, at least. It'll be different for other people. Different people are experienced with assist and no assist. Some people aren't as familiar with no assist, so they would be slower with no assist. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's my comparison with my driving level. Hopefully it's beneficial, like gives you guys an insight as to the difference between using assist and no assist. And if you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and be sure to let me know in the comments section what you want to actually see next in the next video, as I'm all open to new suggestions, and I'm ready to make more videos on this new F1 2020 game. The support's been phenomenal lately, and I'd just like to thank you all for that. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe on the video if you want to help the channel out, and I'll see you all on a brand new one.